Hello and welcome to a game of Dota 2. You are watching StarSeries Season 7, Day 29 of the group stages out of the 30 days. So tomorrow is going to be our last day of group stages. That also means that we're getting closer and closer to knowing which 4 teams will make it to Kiev. Now, I am not by myself, obviously. I am joined by 2 people. One is going to be Nahas, he'll be our in-game statsman. And of course, my co-caster is here as well. Vickermont, welcome back.
Good to be back, Shiver. Getting down into it, 2 more days, I think. This is day 29, as you said. So, Ahead.kz and Rattlesnake.int, both in the running. Next.kz or Ahead.kz, they're very, very borderline. Like, I think Alliance has to lose most, if not all, of their games, and a bunch of other things need to break their way for them to have a shot. But either way, I mean, this has been probably the best month of Dota for this team since before TI2. I remember when we were in the run-up to TI2, everybody thought that they'd actually be in it.
They actually came second in the qualifiers.
Right. And then Mao's ended up, of course, sneaking in the end. But yeah, they were very strong then. Then they had a long period in the wilderness. Now I think they're pretty strong again. They performed very well this season. A team that it's hard to get a beat on. Sometimes it seems like they just throw, kinda. But they have very good fundamentals, and they could honestly spoil Kaipi's chances if they were to pull something out here.
Yeah, and not just that, but Ahead is also the team in the unique situation where they are not only facing Rattlesnake, but also still Quantic, another team that is not yet secure for their spot in Kiev. And it brings them to a unique situation. Now, luckily, it's all good sportsmanship, so I'm hoping that they're not going to try and throw anything on purpose to help another team out. But I don't even think they can do that, because Rattlesnake, of course, I mean, this is basically a triangle still left to be played out. We know that Navi's done, Empire's done, Alliance has to play 3 more games today, and all against teams that are no longer having a chance to go to Kiev. But Rattlesnake, Quantic, and Next.kz or Ahead.kz still have to play each other. Like, all 3, the triangle.
Right.
So that will be interesting. Tomorrow, of course, will be a Quantic versus KP versus Rattlesnake will be our not our last match, because some of the games got rescheduled to be behind there, but that will be one of our deciding matches.
Yeah, it's interesting that so many of the very consequential games got stacked right towards the end of the season, and it's great because it means right up until the end we don't exactly know who's going to be there. And basically nearly all of the games both today and tomorrow have some bearing. I think the only one that doesn't matter at all is there's Fnatic versus Duza, where both teams aren't going to make it in.
Yeah,
but anyway, going to the draft.
Neither is also going to the Pro Series, because that's of course still.
Oh yeah. They're not for relegation either. That's a good point.
But yeah, to the draft, I agree. We have got a bit of a, well, I would say standard bans apart from one. We've got ourselves an IO, Darkseer, and a Bad Rider standard. But actually, Rattlesnake banning out the Shadow Fiend is quite interesting.
Wadafaka plays this hero a lot. I think most of Next.kz's very successful games, or games in which they beat high-tier teams, are actually with Wadafaka either on the Shadow Fiend or on the Dragon Knight. And Shadow Fiend is a higher upside potential hero. I think it's a fairly sensible ban. It's a respect ban, of course. It's not typically a hero that you would take out in that first phase. And as a result, things like Naga Siren, which usually get banned first these days, snuck through. But I mean, Next.kz, let's note, made a pocket ban too, or rather, sorry, made a respect ban as well. They banned out the Darkseer from Bone 7. Yesterday we were talking about how Darkseer, whoa. Ancient Apparition. So it's interesting that they picked Veno and then AA. So AA is looking like mid to me. This looks like Wadafaka mid Ancient App. So that's actually pretty good. They have some global potential with the Nature's Prophet Ancient Apparition. This makes me think maybe Spectre. In fact, it makes me think very, very much that it might be Spectre.
I'm very much thinking that Rattlesnake will also know that and ban it out, though. I have to point out,
could.
I mean, you said Bone 7's Darkseer banned out, but I think a lot of people are going to be happy that they're going to see Bone 7 on his Clockwork still.
Oh, for sure. He's an excellent clock. But I do think that is Darkseer. I just think Darkseer is a little bit of a stronger hero than Clockwork. Obviously, they serve slightly... Haha, yeah, they banned Spectre. That's too bad. I would have really liked to see that. So what they should do now is Naga Siren carry and just get Zeus. Zeus! I'm just kidding. They could do Naga mid and Zeus sideline carry. Now I'm really kidding. It's too bad, of course, that it was pretty obvious that they would smell the Spectre. So if they wanted Spectre, they should probably have taken it a little earlier.
Yeah, especially since you can just, the Asian separation is not going to get banned out.
It's more like Veno, I think. If you pick Spectre, there is a chance that they ban AA, because it's just kind of the obvious follow-up, whereas Veno is not necessary at all. Whoa, okay.
They didn't think about that for more than a second. They knew what they wanted to have. It was gonna be that Broodmother. Maybe they just baited into banning out the Spectre instead, but the Broodmother, I mean, you already picked it. You pick a Broodmother into a Keeper of the Light, into a Storm Spirit, both of which are considered to be counters against the Brood.
Yeah. I guess I'm loud on your end.
I turned you down slightly, so that's why I was checking with the stream.
Yeah. All right.
So it's cool.
Yeah, I think this would have been a stronger comp with Spectre, but you can make the Brood work. I definitely agree with you, Shiver. Doing it against Keeper of the Light, doing it against Storm Spirit isn't the easiest time in the world. There is a kind of a neat thing here where if somebody tries to come gank Wadafaka, you could just throw in Ancient App, you could just teleport in Nature's Prophet. You're not as helpless as you frequently are when Brood is left for her to fend for herself. It's a high risk composition, certainly, especially the fact that it's Wadafaka on the Brood, which is interesting because he's usually their mid player. They're gonna smoke. Wow, is this even a level 1 teamfight composition? I mean, you have Veno, so I guess any composition with a Veno is technically a level 1 composition.
Cold Feet and the Gale is actually pretty strong, of course, together, because it should guarantee you a proc.
He's going Chilling Touch, which is, I think, a little better, actually.
For level 1 engagements, for sure, is better.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't just mean in general. I mean specifically for this level 1 fight that they want to have. Yeah. If they don't get the fight, though, this is going to be such an enormous waste. Yeah. Well, just because you end up with an AA with Chilling Touch, and you don't have a Weaver or something to take advantage. Oh, if they can get EE.
Yeah, that would be huge.
They nailed him.
He might be forced to pop his Spirit. Actually, Centerward goes down straight away. They catch him. That's a first blood. Illuminate does clip quite a few people here. As maybe IUI can do something here. He did only pick up the Grave Shield, though. Reeves taking quite a bit of a tower harassment, but he'll be staying alive. Illuminate. Still clip on 2, but doesn't really do anything. By the way, Chilling Touch on Broodlings?
I don't think it works.
Doesn't?
It's only heroes, yeah.
Damn, because that would have been insane. Where's
that would be... I'd accept that buff. Yeah, it's Howl, basically. Yeah, that would be a neat buff to Chilling Touch, which is still... God, it's such an uninspiring ability. The math makes it seem so good, but nobody likes playing with it, because like you can't tell whether it's doing anything, right?
Oh, we have an aggressive trial by the way. Let's see who's playing what, so that we can get a more clear view. Naga support.
Naga farming, right? Unless it's AA to farm, I doubt it.
No, Naga farming. Stalkat, yeah. So yeah, we have got Stalkat, normally the offlane player, will take on the Naga Siren. Equal will play on the Ancient Deparation. We have got Reeves taking on the Venomancer, and 4FC with the fastest win. Wow, I wasn't expecting that, but good guess. But yeah, that's gonna be Reeves playing the Venomancer. We have in the mid lane Mantis taking on the Nature's Prophet. Normally not the mid lane hero, normally the hard carry, so interesting switch there. And then the hero that's normally, or the player that's normally mid, is Wadafaka, and he'll play the Broodmother on the safe lane solo.
AUI is in a bit of trouble.
Yep, he gets in a snare, and it looks like he might be dead. There we go, Stalkat with the last hit. And oh my god, that attack damage with that extra...
Chilling Touch doing work.
Yeah, because, I mean, normally I'd say, 2 more hits and he would die, but like 1 slice and boom, he's dead.
Yeah, definitely. They call for a pause, maybe to exult in their good kills so far. I mean, the main thing is going to be, will Brood do okay? Mid should be fine. Mantis isn't that disadvantaged against Sing Sing. I guess, did you actually get all 5 on Ahead? Should I switch off to Kaipi?
Yes.
Alright. So Rattlesnake.int also playing for a playoff spot. We've got Eternal Envy playing on yet another obscure anime name, most likely in the top lane as Phantom Lancer. He's joined in the tri-lane by Pylai Dai on Keeper of the Light and AUI 2000, the newest member of Kaipi, on Visage. Then in the middle we've got Sing Sing on the Storm Spirit to go up against Mantis' Nature's Prophet, and in the bottom Bone 7 on one of his strongest heroes, the Clockwork, Another hero he's been innovating item builds on. He'll be going up against Wadafaka's Broodmother. And this is not a bad matchup for Brood, frankly.
No, it's just the cogs that would be annoying to the Spiderlings, but I think that Wadafaka is going to be okay with just getting last hits. And if he gets Spiderlings, just send them into the jungle to farm some over there if he can.
Yeah.
Mantis, in the meantime, he's having a bit of a tough time in mid because, I mean, he's sitting on 4-3. It's only 2 minutes in the game, I get that. But it's still going to be, I mean, Nature's Prophet up against a Storm. He's still going to have issues with farming up against Sing Sing. And we already see that right here as we have got, even though Mantis has got more than Ice and he's actually teleporting to the rune, which is of course one thing that Nature's Prophet will always be able to have rune control. But he is being outlasted by the Storm right now, and that's going to be risky for XKZ, I think.
He's not getting destroyed.
No,
I mean, he basically gave away 2 last hits there just to go. He could have been 6-4. He just chose to get the rune instead, which I don't disagree with, but he's certainly consciously sacrificing some last hits. It's not as important for Nature's Prophet to have that big farm early. The bigger thing is that you just let Storm free farm, so you're not holding him down at all. But for their strategy to work, it's okay if Sing does okay early. Their timing is going to be so long before Storm Spirit takes that dominant position anyway, for the big Broodmother push, that they might not think it's super relevant. And as long as they can win the tri-lane, which so far they're doing a decent job of.
Yeah. Well, we have...
They did try to rotate, but Kaipi has plenty of wards.
Yeah,
There's no way they wouldn't spot that. Yeah.
We already
it's mostly a anti-smoke ward here, I guess? Anti-Kaipi smoke?
Probably. Just to make sure, perhaps to think maybe they have a ward up the high ground, how did they know we were there? But then again, Venno just ran through this ward up on the rune spot, so it was quite an obvious gank.
Right. Bone 7, by the way, doing very well bottom, certainly. He's 17 for 5. Doesn't have any items, he's just holding on to bottle. We've been seeing Kaipi do this recently, this, what should we call it? Pinoy style, double bottle throw? Yeah. Well, it's definitely, the Filipino teams did it quite a bit.
Yeah. We have to be careful not to read too much into the last hits of Bone 7, though, because of course those Spiderlings give less gold than actual last hits. So we have to take it with just with a pinch of salt. And see how that goes.
But he is the highest GPM on his team, so that's something.
That definitely says something. By the way, that sentry ward really doing work. It's already scouting out AY 2000 as he is just roaming around. That sentry ward making sure that Mantis realizes that he's there, so he'll be careful. In the meantime, double damage shoot up on a Venomancer. I mean, next KZ they have put so much effort into having this trial in here. Yep. They're not really getting enough out of it for their supports, I think. So maybe with a double damage from Venomancer they can. Luckily for them, I mean, of course they've already have the first blood, but they have to get more out of it. They're not really shutting down the supports hard enough. I mean, the supports of Rattlesnake are able to do whatever they want to because the creep camp is not blocked or anything like that.
Right, yeah, that's the main problem. The supports are already 1 level ahead each relative to the supports of next Kizzy. I mean, Keeper of the Light has that rank 2 Chakra Magic, which is pretty useful for him. Of course, AUI moving towards his levels, which are very important early on for Visage. So I do think they want more kills. They need boots, basically. The AA and Venno are both very slow. Sure, if you land the Venno scale, it's one thing, but it becomes much easier to land it if you have a pair of boots. And Stalcat is very quick, so maybe he could lead with an ensnare or something, but they usually want to use that as follow-up. Here we go.
You have to ensnare. The dust as well. Phantom Lancer will still be in a lot of trouble here. A couple more hits and Stalker will get him. It is going to be a double kill going the way of AY though, with his Soul Assumptions just picking up heroes left and right. Pylai might still die. Mantis coming in from the mid lane. He might be in some trouble himself. Another Soul Assumption comes out. Doesn't get the kill this time, so no triple kill. But they still got, of course, the most important hero there. Or maybe, AY in some trouble. He gets sprouted up. He doesn't have any point in mana left, and he is going to be going down. That's going to be a bit of overextension from AY. Chasing that down without any mana. Still a 2-on-2 trade favors next KZ in the end, I think. I mean, you still shut down AY slightly. And you give kills and assists to the Nature's Prophet, who now has 3 kills in his name.
Yep. They just being able to kill Eternal Envy repeatedly is nice. So that's their second kill on him. They did lose Stalcat, but luckily they did it after they already killed the Phantom Lancer, so I'm not actually sure. It's a fine trade for NextKZ. They do need to keep sort of being boisterous in this lane, keep generating kill opportunities. But the lack of boots on the supports, I think you already saw it hurt there, where they were less able to engage and disengage than they might want, which led to the death of the At least of the I think of the Venomancer. Now Ancient Apparition survived the fight, so now he has his boots of speed. For him, I'd say they need to find some levels.
Yeah, and talking about supports finding levels, I would actually not mind if Keeper of the Light just came bottom and just, started spamming Illuminates and such. Because right now, Bone 7, one of his strengths on the Clockwork is to be able to get those hook shots in and just, move around, be everywhere, get ganks, get kills. And he can't really afford to leave the lane, because then you have the Brute Mother effect kicking in. That is, if you leave the lane, your lane is going to get pushed. No questions asked, it is gonna happen. So I'd say move Keeper of Light over, spam Illuminates, keep those Spiralings at bay, and put Bone 7 into a bit of a more aggressive lane, as Mantis might be able to get something going here. Phantom Lancer in some trouble. Nature's Wrath going through as well. One more hit needed. Is the Self gonna be enough to stop that ticking urn? TP in, Mantis gets at least one more hit, but it's not gonna be enough. He has to back himself off right now, and that's not gonna lead into a kill for him. So close yet so far.
The second TP was a little bit off. He probably should have gone to a slightly different spot. But, I mean, he's continuing to generate pressure. Note that they've relieved a lot of pressure on this lane as they moved Stalcat mid, for at least temporarily, and we saw AA hanging out in the middle as well. So they need to be able to generate an alternative way to push Envy off the lane, or at least hold his farm down long enough for their timing to work. And honestly, they're doing pretty well. Broodmother is doing very, very well. What the fuck? Probably, honestly, the strongest pound-for-pound player on NextKZ right now. At least this season. He's had a great season.
Selkat had some issues there. In the meantime, Clockwork has more issues, actually. He gets stuck. Cold Feet are there. Nice block from the Treants, and one more hit to come from the AA. He goes down. Sing Sing comes in, and he should be able to pick up this kill. Has got enough mana to at least take care of Mantis. Now has to back himself off. Gets himself some extra mana from Pylai Die, but Selkat comes in with the song, and it's actually NextKZ that backed themselves off. I think the song wasn't really needed, but, well.
Maybe he thought that Mantis might buy back and try to take a swing at it, because that was possible. If Keeper of the Light wasn't there. If Keeper of the Light's there, I don't think there's much you can do. But maybe he could have tried to get revenge onto Sing Sing. Actually, it's a neat song. You don't usually see that angle with the Naga Siren on the low ground. I didn't realize it extends into the trees. I would think that it would stop around here, but that was actually kind of pretty cool. Meanwhile, Broodmother, because Clockwork is dead, Broodmother takes a tower. So you can see the power of this hero, or at least the potential of this hero.
Yeah, by the way, for people experiencing apparently lag issues, at the moment it's not me. I can happily say that. If it is me, I also want to say that as well, but luckily for me, it is not me, aka send a report to Twitch, click the wrench and just send a report. It's most likely Twitch servers acting up. I don't know what else is going on. I didn't think there was any big League of Legends things going on right now, were there?
There is in 3.5 hours.
Oh, okay, well, yeah. Shouldn't have any effect on the stream at the moment anyways.
Probably not, although they might be trying to like spin up more boxes for that or something. I don't know. I don't understand Twitch or computers in general.
It's good that you're playing computer games then, so much.
You don't have to know what a computer is to play computer games, shooter.
That's true.
Big problem is it's good that I own a tech business while not knowing what computers are.
I was actually working on my computer with a, what's it called actually? Screwdriver.
I don't know what it's called.
No, I was working on my computer with a screwdriver. I was actually unplugging something and plugging it back in to stop it from making sound, so it was super technical for me, and it worked.
That's cool. Yeah, I gotta do that soon. I wanna upgrade my PC. I mean, I think NextKZ are honestly hitting their points okay. The big problem is Stalcat's a little bit behind where you'd want him to be, but he has he has Song. He's got a few items, although really nothing special. And he should be able to hold his own against Sing Sing to some extent, unless Kepi rotates somebody over.
Yeah, I mean, Sing Sing is doing actually pretty okay. He is, of course, I mean, he's not really in gank mode. He is, though, the highest farmer on the map for Rattlesnake, at least. And he has got 1 kill, he's got 48 for 19 last hits, and is doing okay in that regard. And I'm wondering when he's going to start to try and make his advantage into kills, because that's, of course, something that you want to be doing as a Storm Spirit. And things like Ancient Apparition, that's still level 5, or Venomancer, that's level 4, those are the best targets you could hope for, and perhaps he wants to just die of Raves? No. I think he could have.
And that's why you do see NextKZ trying to give fewer valid targets for that Storm Spirit. You've seen them doing a lot of rotations, a lot of lane switches. In fact, this is like the 3rd or 4th lane switch. They're giving everybody a little time in the mid to get that sweet, sweet solo XP. because Sing Sing right now is still too nervous to dive, so it's easy XP for whoever's there. So AA, Naga Siren, and Ancient Apparition, and Veno have all had their time in that mid lane to get some XP. And the other interesting choice from NextKZ, of course, is to send Wanafaka top now. So rather than try to push the bottom all the way in, they've actually rotated him. Right now he's harassing on Eternal Envy, but this is actually a losing proposition for Brood. With Soul Ring, she has a little bit better mana sustain, but Phantom Lancer has passive magic resistance from his Phantom Edge, so she can't win the Spirit Lance versus Spawn Spiralings war.
Especially not if there's going to be a Keeper of Light hanging around here as well. Keeper, who actually did rotate towards the bottom lane, didn't come in time. Oh, wait a second. Mantis might be in some trouble here. Gets locked in Cogs and will be going down. His Nature's Wrath still bouncing through. But it's not enough to get a return kill here, even though Bone 7 is taking a lot of harassment here. He's completely out of mana, gets ensnared, and will get killed off. Stalcat will Riptide for the last hit. And that's going to be a 1-for-1 trade, which in the end actually is a not too bad trade for Ahead. So even though they lose their Nature's Prophet, I don't think it's that bad of a trade at all.
Yeah, it's not a terrible trade. I do think that losing the heroes that push is a little bit problematic for them. They definitely like to lose. If you have to have somebody die, you really don't want it to be the Nature's Prophet, because he has to augment the power of the Broodmother to generate pushing in more than one lane. Like, we already talked, Shiver, about how the fact that there's a Keeper of the Light and a Storm Spirit makes Brood Spiderlings a potential liability. To counteract that, they want to push 2 lanes. Oh, Sing Sing's actually just starting to roll.
Yeah.
Veno getting caught out position-wise. He was placing a ward.
In the meantime, we have got some issues perhaps for Wanafaka. There's quite some people around here, and I would imagine
Here's
they have
7.
got some. Yeah, they have got some vision as well. They've got the dust. They realize where he is. ultis does still come in, but in comes the dust. Cogs, Wanafaka, you're gone. Or Mantis, what are you doing here? Get the hell out! You cannot be here. Maybe can he actually get this? No, he can't.
No.
Whoa, bit of a well, suicide bomber without the bomb, kinda. Suicidal mission.
Yeah, definitely a suicide mission there. I mean, I don't know, Mantis isn't quite strong enough in terms of items to pull that off. And now he's died twice in a very short time. If he wants that Necronomicon, which he certainly does because he has Belt of Strength, he just held himself off of it for so long, essentially unnecessarily, with that second death. So they need to do this all in push, and now they've lost 3, I mean, Nature's Prophet twice and Broodmother once towards it. Rough, although Kaipi, that was a really nice play. The Keeper of the Light recall to bring the Clockwork in. He still hasn't used Hook, so they have a shot to kill. Basically, if they kill Watafaka again here, oh god, they clear out a bunch of free creeps for Clockwork. I mean, if they kill Watafaka again, I don't really see NextKZ being able to pull off the push. They have to wait until farther on in the game.
Yeah, in the meantime, the song is also on cooldown because Sing Sing was able to force that out earlier, so they can't really save Wanafaka that way, as he is indeed getting set up by familiars. Nice aim. The Sentry Ward did help out there. Sentry Ward countering the Observer. There we go. That's the second Sentry Ward being countered here on the top lane, so that means that they only are left to Dust. With Dust, I mean, it's not even... Oh, wait a second, Mantis getting slowed. Envy here as well. Look at those burns. Look at that damage. That's going to be a gem. No, that's not a gem. That's just a staff. I was going to say that's an early gem. But that's going to be a kill. Looked like a gem.
Not really that necessary. Yeah. Paladai, yeah, they actually do get him up top. They just the cold feet DOT damage plus that big chilling touch. Really being put through its paces this game, right? Like, that was really nicely done by them to just get the extra damage from the Broodmother and the AA hitting on the Keeper of the Light before he could TP. They would certainly get out, but I underestimated Chilling Touch, which everybody does.
Oh,
but Reeves walking to his doom.
What you doing there?
I don't know what... See, sometimes they just do this. Sometimes they play really neatly, like very crisp and not too many mistakes, and then I just feel like they've been giving away kills this game.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he is in some trouble here. He still has that dust, but he doesn't really have any teammates around him. In the meantime, Sing Sing is also up against 2 right now,
also,
so he can't really go for a snipe.
Yeah, Brood got blocked by her Spiderlings a little bit there. If you're really bad at Dota, like me, Watafaka doesn't need to do this, but maybe if you're really bad, as I am, Phase actually fixes this problem. You can walk through your Spiderlings even if you're blocking them.
Well, he went for threats. He's actually going for an Orchid right now, which is of course the best item to go for because, for example, should Storm initiate, you can at least silence him and you can go for a bit of a man fight. and you might be able to actually take him down. I think he actually should be able to. In the meantime, here comes a zap. No Orchid just yet. The dust will hit. The vortex is there, and that's gonna be WTF in a lot of trouble. He is actually gonna open up on Pilot. Here comes the AA ult. That should at least be getting a kill, but at least WTF still goes down. So a 1-for-1 trade, good trade for Rattlesnake.
Definitely. Sing Sing is doing a great job of spreading out. He, because of these kills, some of them that were given to him, some of which he sort of earned, he's 4-0-0 versus the 1-2, 1-2, and 1 Broodmother. And you can see that he's going to hit his Orchid in just about, 15 to 30 seconds. Whereas Broodmother is still, she's not far off, but she's still about 1.5 to 2 minutes off of it. And that Orchid timing is going to mean that he's just going to rule. Oh, what a nice leap in here.
Oh,
Reeves down, probably Mantis.
Some trouble. He will go down here as in the meantime in the mid lane. Mantis drops, Venomancer drops, and they don't get the tower. Still nice Poison Nova though, but doesn't kill.
When Bone 7 and Sing Sing can work together to sort of initiate pressure, generate plays, and in that early mid-game stage when it's not a 5v5 competition, when it's still mostly small groups, it just lets them blow you out like that. Like that was such a well-placed hook shot followed by the Storm Spirit running in. I mean, I love the play there. I love what they did, and they pick up 2 more kills. Sing Sing picks up a free Orchid, and as Nahaz said, getting Orchid this early on Storm Spirit really lets you just ramp up that rolling, and he's already had 5 kills and participated in 6, so yeah, I'd hate to see him do even better.
What do you think of Reeves' build, by the way? Completely skipping the Plague Wards.
I like this kind of... So the Plague Wards are more defensive. I do think 1 point in them is never wrong, but if they're already giving away some, I don't know. Plague Wards is a really cool ability, but his Poison Sting has been massively buffed in 6.78. So when you get that 4th rank of it, it does 20 damage over time on 12 duration. As long as he's able to get a little bit of time on target and hit them a bunch of times, getting that max Poison Sting is amazing. So the question really becomes extra Gale. Mantis is dead again, by the way, guaranteed.
Yeah, Orchid doing its work, and of course it shows that Storm is the official counter for an Aegis Prophet.
Storm is just doing so much work this game, and good to see Kaipi using Storm mid rather than just side lane. I think this composition is more solid than their usual. And also, when they took the Phantom Lancer and they banned Spectre, they're essentially playing a NextKZ-ish comp. NextKZ likes this sort of 4-protect-1 with like a playmaker mid for Wadafaka, and then a hard carry for Mantis. Mantis really doesn't like these sort of semi-carries. He really likes playing PL, Anti-Mage, Morphling.
Sniper.
And Rattlesnake.int completely took that away from them.
AY goes down, but at least... Oh, there's the Spiraling still getting that one. He pops the dust before he dies, and WTF, he'll get killed off. Hey, Boon 7.
Boosh.
That's gonna be a hook shot.
He did finish the Orchid for Brood before that, so that's nice.
Silver lining.
Yeah, so Reeves, the question becomes extra ranks of Gale versus extra ranks of Plague Ward. I mean, if you're trying to chase and be mobile, the odds that the Plague Wards actually hit the target aren't that good. Plague Ward is amazing, both when you're defending a spot, so you actually use it for anti-push, and sometimes it can be good for pushing or defending a spot as well. But because they have to rotate so much, and the game is so mobile, maybe he felt that he'd rather have the extra Gale ranks.
Yeah. I have to say, I mean, NextKZ was doing okay in the farm for a while, and, you know, was keeping up and was making sure that they got more farm overall than Rattlesnake, apart from Sing Sing. But now, it's only Broodmother that's still able to farm a bit. Like, he's highest on net worth for his team, and Naga Siren is actually very far behind there. And I'm kind of wondering how they're going to get back up on their feet, because normally you see an Aegis Prophet that goes for a Hand of Midas, and that's his reason for, you know, getting back on top, but he doesn't go for that this game, as Nahaz already pointed out. Indeed, Necro will be the one that he goes for, but if they indeed want to go for this hard pushing lineup, well, I think they've chosen the wrong game. They're up against the Keeper of the Light, a Clockwork, hello Storm, down goes Mantis, WTF will be next, or at least maybe he can eat his way up.
Nice.
Bone 7 tries to take him down. It's not gonna be enough though. Reeves in a lot of trouble. That's gonna be Reeves. One more hit actually lives. Equal will die though. There we go. Reeves the only one that ends up living in his Venomancer. Keeper of the Light will still almost die. Gem of True Sight on the floor. It is only Bone 7 that ends up going down. No, not only Bone 7 actually. There was of course a buyback on Sing Sing, so he's back alive again. But that was I mean, next KZ, all they wanted
Almost.
was a tower. Almost, yes. There's not enough.
Well, next KZ's big idea here is they push, and if you try to contest their push, they drop the Veno ult and the AA ult on you. And it should, if they have the levels and if you aren't way ahead, kill at least half your team. And, I mean, let's keep in mind, Pile Die and Eternal Envy both ended that fight at less than 50 hit points. So it almost worked. It's just, it's coming a little later than they'd hoped because of all the Nature's Prophet deaths, and in fact, that held him off of Necro even longer. If they had had a cleaner early to mid transition and Storm hadn't killed so many of them so many times, I think this could definitely work, because it's more team fight than Rattlesnake can possibly put up. But I agree with you, the Storm and the Keeper can deflect your pushes, and as long as Storm has had a sufficiently good game, where he and Clockwork can just pick apart two people at the beginning of the fight, you're in a lot of trouble. And Clockwork is now, he's almost at Hood, and well, actually, he's pretty close to the entire Pipe. And Pipe will make it even more difficult to land that combo when they try to stop your push.
Yeah, Sing Sing is making full use of the regen rune, wants to have a couple of static ground runes on the high ground, but they won't be ruining anybody's life here, as we actually have more people getting ported in here by Pile Die, but it is next KZ that's all sitting on the top lane. They actually smoked up, and they were looking for someone top, but they couldn't find anybody, so they're gonna rotate back mid. It does look like both of the teams want to fight, they just want to fight on their terms, and neither is able to find it just yet. Or maybe Stalkrat's gonna be in some trouble if Sing Sing is able to get the jump on him, because of course he is the one to stop initiations from happening. If they can get themselves a song, that's not gonna happen. It's gonna be a one team fight for... and they go, there's the Orchid, Stalkrat, Vortex as well. Where is the damage though? It is gonna be Asian Deprivation, already gets picked up by AUI. In comes a Cox, Stalkrat still has a song. There we go, that's the one that we're trying to prevent, and it allows the rest of Next KZ to get themselves out of this one.
Right. At least they escaped. They completely whiffed the Ancient Apparition ultimate, didn't land it on a single person. It could have gone a lot worse for them, frankly. Only losing the AA is not so bad. And he's making his Aghanim Scepter. He's actually not even that far off of it. He is 150 to the Blades of Attack, so... Sorry, oh my god, what's wrong with me today?
What?
The Agi item. Blade of Alacrity. And after that, it's just the point booster.
Yeah, we have got the first level of Necronomicon on Mantis. I mean, the items that they want to get is starting to get there, but yeah, as you already pointed out, I think it's just way later than they would have anticipated it to be there. And by the time that they have everything, I'm thinking Rattlesnake is going to be looking just very good. I mean, they almost got a pipe ready up on Bone 7. They don't really have anybody that's building a mechanism for their team. So that might be something that they might be missing, as we do have a bit of trouble for Wadafaka. Gets Vortex, gets killed off. There's a gem, of course, up on Sing Sing, so... Not really any, any contest.
It's this Bone 7 and Sing Sing teamwork again, which has led to at least 3 or 4 separate killing events, whether they be killing one person or killing 2. And yeah, I mean, they only have 3 towers down this one. They're not ahead on towers, which Ahead would love to be ahead in.
Yeah, it's even on the towers. Rattlesnake picked up 3. Next KZ picked up 3. And the gold grab is actually looking very much in favor of Rattlesnake. 7,500 gold in their favor and 14k experience in their favor, which is going to result into a level 16 Storm. And level 9 and 10 is Separation and Veno, while the Rattlesnake supports are level 12 and level 11. So that's a big difference right there. And of course, with the lineup that Ahead has, you probably want to try and, get early towers, get your gold up, and then from that gold advantage, move forward and get more ahead and, go for Roche and go high ground. That's the idea, indeed. And with them already being behind, basically now, hello, hookshot. And I think by equal age separation, fairly easy pick up right there. Nice hookshot coming in from Bone 7, but that's going to be another dead AA.
Bone 7, what a player, right? He's really good at finding these opportunities to hookshot in his Clockwork and just create constant space and map control. Look how much at this point they're constricting Ahead with these very aggressive ward placements. You're also seeing just the weakness of Broodmother, or the fundamental things about Brood. There's Mantis going down again. Mantis has had a bad game, honestly. A lot of the TPs in haven't really worked out. He did fine mid, I think, but then just sort of frittered it away and got caught out a tremendous amount of times. Of course, being Nature's Prophet against Storm is never easy. But the thing is, everybody is weak to Storm, right? They've drafted a composition that's just quite vulnerable to Storm Spirit. Once Sing Sing adds on another item, whether it be the Scythe of Vice or even a BKB, which would be insane in this game, I think, he just isn't stoppable.
And I mean, what a fuck up. A Broodmother, also someone that likes to split push. Also already countered by the Broodmother as a hookshot. This time hits upon Reeves. They just keep finding these pickoffs, and next KZ, it feels like they're kind of sloppy. What a fucker now gets Orchided, Vortex, and that's gonna be, should be another kill. What a fucker has got his own Orchid, but I don't think that Sing will gonna be minding that one. It's just one kill after the other, and there's just no stopping them at this point. The only thing that NextKZ can be happy about right now is that after all the kills that Rattlesnake is getting, they're not taking any towers. So that's a small comfort. And you were right, the BKB is there, so that's gonna be Sing Sing's next item. That means the entire teamfight composition that NextKZ has is basically useless against him. The only thing they can hope for is that if he BKBs, NextKZ can actually take him down when the song is up, so that the rest of Rattlesnake is not able to do anything against it.
Interesting that Eternal Enemy chose to go Manta into Diffusal rather than the other way around. I think if you're going to do this, it's usually better to just take the Yasha, and then after the Yasha make the Diffusal, and then finish the Manta, but okay, I mean, it's faster ramp up. In fact, Envy has gone for just faster illusions all game. Like, he took Juxtapose at level 4, which not everybody does. Some people take a rank in stats, especially when facing a tri-lane. But I guess he figures if you're playing Phantom Lancer, you're probably playing him for the illusions, so why not get as many illusions as early as possible. Diffusal finished up for Stalcat as well, but it's just less impactive on Naga than it is on Phantom Lancer, fundamentally. Just because, you know, Naga has 4, but Phantom Lancer has up to 16.
Yeah, that's a pretty big difference right there. And next to that, I mean, Stalcat, he is actually, I mean, he's level 13. He doesn't really pull out that much damage just yet. He really needs a Chilling Touch for that, which, by the way, is maxed out. They smoke up, they go up the high ground. Let's see if they can find Bone 7. They find some illusions first. Central Ward goes down. That's an illusion, guys. That's a Gale wasted. 20-second cooldown. Pretty long one right there. AOL will miss. They will find Bone 7 though, but he hookshots in. Gets Stalcat there as well. And from the sidelines, in comes AY. Down goes the two supports. Double kill for Sing Sing. Can he find what a fucker as well? He turns on his BKB. Gets himself an ultra kill. And that is gonna be a team wipe. GG called NextKZ. Yeah, they tap out. That was just it. That was a massacre.
If this had gone any longer, they would have been wrecked by Carry Keeper of the Light, frankly. Right? Because he got that 4-staff really quick, which I was going to comment on, like, whoa, Paladai's rich, and then he got richer by picking up a Midas. Support Midas is something that Luminous has talked about. It's the next big thing. Watch out for more of these.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see it. I mean, it's...
I mean, look, he ends up level 15. The Keeper of the Light ends up at the same level as the highest level on the other team.
If you think the game goes late, you can definitely do that. I mean, it's legit. But it really depends on if the game goes late.
It's so much money. It's so much money. But yeah, I mean, what, 20 minutes later? I'm rich. Expletive. Alright.
Alright.
GG.
GG indeed. Go next, and the next one is the first of 3 Alliance games. First, they will be going up against the lowest one in StarSeries, which is Ubost. Ubost versus Alliance, David versus Goliath, as that's gonna happen a couple more times today, by the way, David versus Goliath scenarios. So let's see how Ubost will do up against Alliance. We're gonna jump ourselves in that game in about 10 minutes time. Perhaps we start a bit earlier, I hope that it's the case, but normally we just start on the official starting time, which is, in this case, 1800 CEST time, so 6 PM CEST, and we'll be right back with that game.